The NatWest Island Games 2015 is the 16th Island Games and can arguably boast the greatest number of sporting competitors in any event in the world this year.
Today, the NatWest Island Games are bigger than ever, and the results are better than before. We have developed sports, and we have grown individually. We grow together, and we must never forget that it is good to win medals, but that it's much greater to make friends.
And I now take the greatest pleasure in formally declaring these games open. Let the 2015 Island Games now commence.
With the formalities of a colourful opening ceremony out of the way, the sportsmen and women from 24 islands were on their marks and set to go. As the first day of competition drew to a close, the triathlon proved as popular as ever, with 95 competitors taking part over the 51.5-kilometre course in 25-degree heat. Jersey's Dan Hawksworth was victorious for the men, and further success from his teammates secured team gold for Jersey. The second day of sporting action also saw the archers primed for business, and former NatWest Rising Star nominee Lucy O'Sullivan was in good form, having recently flown back from the UK Nationals with just an hour to spare before the Games to compete as one of the favourites. The mountain bike cross-country was popular with spectators as the adrenaline-fueled riders put on a show. The gruelling course was a test of endurance and skill, as riders were pitted against all kinds of terrain in scorching temperatures. Gold in the individual men's mountain bike cross-country went to the Isle of Man's Nicholas Corlett. Away from the bikes, the shooters had been in action all day, with many disciplines taking to the range. Ideal summer conditions across Jersey for all competitors today, and tomorrow's maximum of 31 degrees will make for some even hotter action. Day 3 of the NatWest Island Games 2015, and temperatures were on the up, hitting 31 degrees. So in the relative cool of the early morning sunshine, 50 cyclists jumped into the saddle for the 112-kilometre men's road race. The course was an undulating circuit of the east of the island, taking in the beauty of Jersey at every bend. But these guys had their work cut out, and they were not here for the sightseeing. Towards the end of the race, it was 2 riders from the Isle of Man, 1 from Saaremaa and 1 from Faroe Islands in the final sprint. Michael Rime from Saaremaa broke free, crossing the line just moments ahead of Manxman Nathan Draper. So gold to Saaremaa, silver to Isle of Man, and Faroes took bronze. Away from the cycling, in Jersey's capital St Helier, Guernsey were taking on the Faroe Islands basketball team in the cool of Fort Regent. The Green and Whites coming away with a glorious 110-18 points victory. Many medals were awarded at the Athletics on Tuesday night, where spectators and officials were on the lookout for new records on the track and in the field. They weren't disappointed. After 4 days of glorious sunshine, the promised thunderstorm finally arrived. Brollies and plastic bags were the order of the day. Turning now to somewhere it's expected to be wet, and there was plenty of splash in the pool. The remaining heats in various disciplines saw swimmers from Jersey, Gibraltar, Isle of Man and Guernsey all in action, as a crowded balcony watched on and cheered their island swimmers. Over at the Jeff Reed Table Tennis Centre, players were staying dry and warming up, ready to play quarter-final games and seal their place in the medal matches. Jersey and Guernsey stood a good chance of ending up in the top 3 in the men's competition, and in the ladies, Guernsey, Jersey and Isle of Man were all pushing for places in the semi-finals. The fast-paced action proved a popular spectacle for supporters looking to find some sport to watch before the weather outside improved. Also well away from the wet weather were the mixed doubles badminton pairs, who at this stage of the competition were vying for spots in the final day's medal fixtures. In action for Isle of Man were competition 4th seeds Neil Harding and Kristen Marriott. They got through to the quarter-finals and looked set for a chance to take gold later. There are now finals in most disciplines being competed for and medals being handed out to winners, including Jersey's former NatWest Rising Star nominee, Lucy O'Sullivan. Final medals of the day were presented by RBS Group Chief Exec Ross McEwen. And on this occasion he hung gold around the neck of the Town Criterium men's race winner from Bermuda and the bronze and silver medalists from Isle of Man. The final day at the NatWest Island Games 2015 in Jersey, and temperatures were set to spike. Early Friday morning on the basketball court, and it was Guernsey ladies versus Gibraltar in the bronze medal playoff. Gibraltar narrowly coming out on top, beating the Sarnians 52-48. After yesterday's downpour, the tennis courts were back in full swing with the gold medal match between Jersey's Scott Clayton and Isle of Man's Billy Harris in action in front of a good crowd. Clayton broke Harris's serve early on, but ended up losing to the Manx player 2-1. There was some exciting final day action on the track with the 4x100 metre men's and women's relays. Guernsey pulled off a surprise victory over the boys from Cayman, who were confident going into the race. And the team from Shetland beat off strong performances from Jersey and Guernsey in the final 100 to take gold for the girls. Jersey 2015 has raised the bar for future organisers, and everyone around the NatWest Island Games has been full of praise.
I mean, the organisation committee did a real good job. Scotland will have to come with something different. What they have to do is probably sit down with this organisation committee and see what else they can do. Because I don't see anything can top this game.
Well, the Island Games here in Jersey has been absolutely fantastic. Jersey has organisation and the way that they've the whole island appear to have got behind the games, and people showing you around, the bus services, everything's been excellent.
It's been a perfect experience. Everything, as I said, has been perfectly organised, well treated, just treated like kings almost.
The Isle of Man versus Guernsey men's football final was possibly the most well-attended fixture of any this year, with something like 5,000 people crammed into Springfield Stadium to see if the Manx team could upset the green and whites. Guernsey were 2-0 up by half-time and finished the match off in convincing style, winning 3-0. And so the week came to an end, and the athletes gathered for the closing ceremony, entering the arena at Howard Davis Park, grouped by sport rather than island, was a neat reflection on the friendly nature of the NatWest Island Games.
You know, I'm just absolutely bursting with pride. I think it's been such a brilliant event for all of our teams involved in NatWest, but actually for Jersey itself, you know, really proud to be part of something that so far has just been fantastic.